winded and I'm wet. I've made better choices. Do none of you guys want to start? You're doing 3 men on.
Guys, don't make this hard. Just go.
Thank you for your support.
Alti.tv.
Welcome back to Alti TV's coverage of Not University Mixed Nationals 2021 in collaboration with Hive Ultimate. My name's Luke Burgess, joined on commentary by Gigi Morrison, and we are about to witness a game between Oxford and Tubu. Oxford in white, Tubu in red. What are we expecting from this game, Gigi?
I'm actually unsure as to what to expect from this game. These are two relatively unfamiliar teams. So Oxford, as a team in general, has evolved quite a lot over the years. They tend to have high retention. But recently, I guess they just had this upcycle and have had a lot of new players over the years. So this is definitely, at least for me, an unrecognizable team. Tubu have a couple of experienced players on their team, but also a few players that I believe haven't actually played an outdoor tournament yet. So this could be a brand new experience for them.
I mean, you mentioned retention. They do have the most they do have the most retained player in University Ultimate in Harry Mason. Yeah, he has finished uni. He's just waiting to officially graduate after 9 years. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, Tubu with a blade into two receivers, not able to reel it in. Oxford with the disc. Some cutters slipping, but they managed to reel it in and go for an immediate deep shot. But contested. And the defense bring it down. Swing to the near side. Forehand underneath. Well-timed continuation cut. But no more options downfield. Look at the reset, and instead goes for a short forehand, but not able to maintain possession. Oxford now with another opportunity. Fakes the backhand down the line. Looks infield. Finds the receiver. Deep shot now. Just falls a little bit short. So Tubu on offense once again. Goes for a deep forehand, but the defender on the back of the stack had their head up. Gets the block. Okay. So Oxford again in possession. Looking to get the disc moving through their vertical stack. Backhand down the line, but just behind the receiver. So Tubu trying to work some undercuts, but good defense from Oxford. They get a hand to the disc and Oxford in possession once again. So high forehand. Almost reeled in. Almost reeled in by a player jumping over the top of the defender, but 2B will get possession. And look to set up some cuts off the back of the stack. As players just deciding where they should be when the disc is checked in. So forehand makes it past the bidding defender. And another completed pass down this near sideline. But Oxford tight on defense. Over the top. But once again, the defender on the back of the stack had their head up. Saw the play developing. Gets in the way to make the block. Both teams trying to play vert stack and one-to-one defense. High disc, reeled in. Finds the reset. Finds a swing to the far side. And good disc movement from Oxford, but that disc just sails immediately out of bounds.
You might be able to pick up on the sideline mic some players calling the stall count on the sideline. That's not necessarily a rule that has to be used anymore. That was just an alteration to how we're playing at the moment because of COVID. You're trying to reduce the amount of airborne contact as possible. So we're seeing a deep shot to bidding Oxford defender in the end zone. I was not sure whether that was going to come off, but well received. Wow, good job, Oxford.
Yep, Oxford finally connecting a few passes together and a huge bid in the end zone to reel that in. They get the first point of the game.
So it looks as if Tubu have the incorrect amount of players contributing to each gender ratio. But they don't seem to realize or hear. And Oxford are questioning this as well.
So there was a suggestion that I've heard to have like all of the women stand on one side of the field and all the men stand on the other side of the field in a lineup, just to so that like each line knows who's contributing to which gender for the sake of matching up. Which is it's not something that I've seen ever implemented in real games, but it's an interesting suggestion nonetheless to like always have the male marking players on the right hand side of the pitch, for example. which removes some confusion, I suppose, but deep shot from Oxford. Sails into the end zone and is reeled in. They go up 2-0 after a fantastic deep shot to find the receiver in space.
If my memory serves me correctly, I believe the player who's wearing number 55 for Tubu, I believe her name is Catherine Evans. She used to play for Oxford. So she initially went to Oxford and came over to the University of Birmingham to do a master's or some sort of postgraduate. But Tubu now putting the correct number of, at least a ratio, correct ratio of players. They still only have 6 players on the pitch currently.
It's definitely correct, you've only got 6.
You can legally play with 6. Just wait, it's just I've definitely done it before. I think it was my second ever women's nationals for university. We had 7 players, 2 of us were injured, and so we made the active decision to only play with 6. So we still had 1 sub just in case one of us got even more injured. It was not a fun time, admittedly.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, we've got a real mix of squad sizes at this university tournament. Oh, Harry Mason with the hand block. The throw was telegraphed by the thrower. Punished by Mason. Oxford. Just a few meters outside the end zone now. High release forehand. Absolutely nowhere near the receiver. So, TB on offense once again. Very congested downfield offense and good high block from Oxford. Finds the swing to Mason, who does reel it in. And immediately shoots deep. Receiver takes their hat off and gets the two-handed grab in the end zone. For Oxford's 3rd point of the game.
Yeah, Harry Mason with a redemption bid. Slightly overshot. And I'd say that this is very much a Harry Mason flick shot. He is not afraid to put it deep into the end zone. As Luke mentioned earlier, Harry's been playing for Oxford for a very long time. This is 9 years now. And he's finally finished. But he's outside of Oxford. He's played for Reading Ultimate, so he played Reading Mixed in 2018. Went to WCC in Cincinnati. I was also there. It was a grand time. We weren't on the same line, though, unfortunately.
He's also won B-Tour with Kapow. Similar accomplishment, some might say. So TB on offense, looking for their 1st point of the game. Sticking with this vertical stack. And Tubu, oh, so close. That really should have been a score. It's an unfortunate drop. The disc is quite slippy at this point. The rain's been coming down for the entirety of this game. Just slipped through the hands of the receiver. So Oxford with a horizontal stack this time. Oh, nice grab to keep the disc alive. Just a little bit far in front, but reeled in anyway. But that throw sails past the receiver. And 2B will get another opportunity to get their first point of the game. Setting up their vertical stack once again. Cut from the back. Ooh, and a aggressive bid from the front of stack, but perhaps the nope, looks like the disc is going back. So, yep, the disc is going back. And cuts from the back to both sides to start off this possession. CB, no options downfield. Tight mark. Can't quite find the receiver on this near side though. So Oxford bringing it in. So Oxford working it down the field. Into the middle. Almost an absolutely spectacular bid, but can't quite reel the disc in. As 2B set up their vertical stack once again. Cut from the back from the same player. The round backhand can't quite be reeled in. As the rain comes down a little bit harder. Challenging conditions for both teams. As Oxford shoot to the end zone, plenty of space, and well received. They take a 4-0 lead.
Itsubu look like they are starting to get into a little bit of a groove, getting some passes strung in between each other, but just struggling a little bit with the rain and the conditions. And Oxford just doing really well to get it back into the end zone. Feel free to chat to us. So if you're watching live on the Hive Ultimate or the Ulti TV YouTube channel, feel free to send us a message. Subscribe is completely free. But if you did want to financially support us, both Hive Ultimate and Ulti TV both have Patreons. Ulti TV in particular have quite a few projects coming up that they'd really appreciate any financial support that you can provide. We also have our own personal Instagrams and other social medias, so please do send us any feedback. But just also very quickly, unfortunately, we are working back-to-back games as commentators, so we don't have much time to prepare in between games, if any time. So if we do, for whatever reason, if we do accidentally misgender any players or misname any players, we do very much apologize, and we will act upon that in due course whenever we do actually learn that we have made a mistake.
So Oxford find themselves on offense once again. after that early turnover from Tubu. Oh, what a grab. Scooping it up just before it hits the floor. But Tubu get the block on the swing and find themselves with a short field to work with, looking for their first point. No one's marking the dump, and the disc sails into the end zone, but just between the receivers. It's unfortunate for Tubu. So Oxford working it off their own end zone. Opts not to go for the deep shot. Finds a receiver under on the sideline instead. Looking in field. Well reeled in. Floats out the swing. Good disc movement from Oxford. So they keep their offense moving, not letting Tubu set up on defense, but that dump just a little bit too far. Unforced error from Oxford will give Tubu the disc back. May picking up the disc. She finds the swing. But an unfortunate drop. Just bobbling out of the hands. Perhaps the wet conditions playing a part there. So well reeled in deep shot. There's the hammer to the end zone. Defender's there, gets the block. And Tubu on offense once again. This time with a full pitch to have to work through. Looks like a zone from Oxford. But Tubu work comfortably to half field. Gaining lots of ground with each throw. But that disc just goes behind the receiver. And Oxford standing over the disc for some reason. Finds the reset. So Oxford managing to maintain possession through the contact. Looking for the reset, but good reset defense. Earns Tubu a block. Good grab from Tubu to keep the disc alive. Almost bobbled out. And quick disc movement from Tubu now. This is more like it. There's the shot to the end zone, floating nicely. And well reeled in. Tubu get their first point of the game, bring the score to 4-1.
Beautiful work from Tubu. Stringing some absolutely wonderful shots together as we get to watch that back on the replay here. Celebrating in the end zone. On the sideline we've got Ubu as well, so that's the first team. Yeah, so hopefully we can see a bit more of that. They seem to be a little bit more excited now. Saw some layout blocks in the end zone from, was it number 48? Yeah, she seemed really excited about that. That was fantastic to see. And then just that sideline play is almost perfect.
So, Oxford, immediate deep shot, but blocked early. And Turu find themselves on offense once again. Let's see if they can replicate their previous successful offensive possession. Catch from the back once again, out of the vert stack. Well reeled in. That high disc. Finds the inside forehand, fakes the backhand. But can't quite get round the mark in time to get the disc out in front of the receiver. And Oxford looking to set up some kind of offensive play, but movement downfield looking a bit unstructured. So they pop the disc into the middle. And that forehand just doesn't quite make it to the target. So a good block on the attempted break side forehand. Turu are running the same play out of their vert stack every single time. Oxford starting to switch onto it. Oxford calling for the deep shot, but the handler chooses not to. Upline cut. Receiver's free in the end zone, loads of space. But the disc just sails out of bounds.
Oxford having the correct thoughts, or at least looking at the right options, but maybe not necessarily the correct execution. I think if that was more of an OI shot, so coming from the outside in, it definitely would have sailed to the right part of the end zone rather than just flying right out. Oxford have got quite stifling defense in the front corner of the end zone there. The rest of the stack calling for them to be chill. There's that OI shot that we're looking for, just to the other side, the end zone, calling for another score.
Yep, good work from Oxford. Cementing their lead in this game. Let's see if Turu can come back and show us some of that offense that was so successful for them and the 1 point they've scored so far.
yeah, just looking at the chat, thank you, Marcus Rabbits, for correcting me. I do very much appreciate that, so thank you.
2 in offense. At the start of this point, but they failed to complete that pass, and Oxford will get a chance at possession, but they give it straight back. We've seen a lot of teams come out with pretty similar vert stack kind of plays. Obviously, here at Hive Ultimate, we're a big fan of surrounding those stacks, putting defenders on all sides, and just so close. May almost able to reel it in. Good look from Siwu. Yeah, putting defenders on all sides of the stacks, and just taking whichever player runs at you, and then handing them off to another player when they run away from you. Much like you would in a zone, but whereas a zone stays spread out, in flex defense we like to essentially default to marking an individual player, but as soon as players group up together in anything like a stack, we surround it. And whenever players cross over, we switch. Plenty of videos on the Hive Ultimate YouTube channel talking in more depth about those concepts. We've seen a little bit of that from some of the teams today. Often more in the form of poaching off of inactive players rather than a full team-wide approach to specifically shutting down any kind of offensive structure. As Oxford managed to get themselves a point block on that far side. Oh, nice grab from Oxford. Nice shot to the end zone for Oxford, but they can't quite bring it in. So Oxford with the disc once again. Lots of players spread out downfield. Handlers happy to take their time. Work it around the back. Wait for an opportunity, but not able to complete that pass. Oh, nice grab from Tsiru just outside the end zone, and there's the pop to secure their second point in the game, bringing the score to 5-2.
So we've been having some discussions just in terms of the most approachable ways of teaching offense to beginners or newer people to Ultimate. We'd be interested in the chat how you were taught Ultimate and whether you would actually, like retrospectively, whether you would want to be taught it differently. So we've got some opinions from the booth that beginners shouldn't be taught vertical stack as the first offense, that it should be something a little bit more similar to how other team sports play offensively, like football or hockey or American football, where it's a little bit more loose and spread out rather than a very strict stack vertically.
Yeah, I was just chatting to Harry on the sideline about this, and he said something I disagreed with very strongly. He said that vertical stack is good for teaching space, and I would argue it's not at all. I'd argue the vertical stack dictates where space is. It like predefines it so that players don't have to think about space and don't have to learn to recognize where space is. And if you play a spread offense or even horizontal, then it's more dynamic situation. Players learn what space looks like and what a lack of space looks like as they go, and so that is how you learn, how you develop. First stack is just not trusting the players to make those decisions and just telling them where the space should be.
Yeah, some interesting opinions. We'll be also interested in hearing what you have all got to say about it. Hammer in the end, so looking for Harry Mason. Another score for Oxford, bringing it to 6-2. 1 point away from the half. About 13 minutes away to the end of the game.
So Oxford working it nicely around the back. Stewie playing some slightly loose match defense, but managing to trap Oxford on that far side. Reset back. Has the swing open, but shoots for the end zone instead. There is a receiver there, but this just floats too far away. So TV with the exact same play they've been doing all game. Cut from the back of the stack. This time goes deep. Can't quite reel it in though. Oxford with possession once again. Backhand into space, but the receiver cannot track it down. So a deep shot once again from Siwu. Well defended by Oxford. Looking to move the disc quickly. But good work on the force to stop the immediate shot into the end zone. But that one is reeled in. And Oxford take half, 7-2.
Welcome back to the final 5 minutes of this game. Tubu versus Oxford. Oxford are currently 7-2 up, they just took half. Coming up on this pitch next though, in the next 10 minutes, is UCL Silverbacks versus TSU, which is Team Surrey Ultimate. Should be a nice and spicy little game. Quite excited about it.
Dewey with the pull to start the second half. As Oxford go for the immediate deep shot. They have a receiver in the end zone, goes for the layout and gets the grab. What a play from Oxford. The 2-win offense, looking for their third point of the game. But a quick turnover gives Oxford possession. Immediate shot to the end zone, but falls into the hands of a defender. Bit of a poach off the front of the stack from Oxford. There's two. We managed to find somebody open right at the back. Well reeled in by the 2 receiver. Goes out wide, but unfortunate drop. Oh, nice around backhand. Finds a forehand into the middle of the field. And an incomplete deep shot. Will give 2 possession. So big yard gaining under. Nice continuation cut. So a bit of discussion about whether or not the disc was up. To maintain possession, and this will be the last possession of the game. As to go for a swing. Looking for an open receiver in the end zone. Shoots in, but the disc just bounced out of the hands. And that will be the end of the game. Oxford take it over to 8-2.
Yeah, Oxford really just showing a little bit more experience compared to this slightly more inexperienced 2B team. But 2B managed to string some really solid offense together. There's definitely a lot of potential, particularly with the coaching background from Birmingham. Still a lot of solid players there. So upcoming, we've got UCL versus TSU. That'll be live in the next 5 minutes.
UTV.tv.